500.
It's your boy Jimmy. Jimmy.
Now, what's worth doing is worth doing for money.
Straight from y'all street to Wall Street.
Anybody tells you money's the root of all evil, doesn't make up happen.
Dudes wake up, hope their girl turned on so they can get a little bit. Only woman in the morning I wanna turn on this Becky quick. While the average man looking at this act like she fine as it. I'm over here looking at tails and whips like 5-6. I left the mayhem for the market. Now I don't want a dope spot, I want a stop pick. I know that booty got dropped, triggered my stop losses, but I ain't got time for your wop. My V-Wops crossing. Rich with hot V's and pushing hot key. Strategy and plans to make grand. Still in my wife beater. Batman pajamas, house slides, and about 5 hot picks for the day. Cause I like the way the Dow bounce. 4 hot dips on call, so I got options. 2 with a lot of volume, 1 with a double bottle. Now I know dumb money don't understand. Am I talking about my trade or just thinking with my MACD? You see, we different in the way we move. You move with kittens and your dog. I move with bears and bulls. I got a green thumb, roll with the marijuana. Waking up with the fun, some commas. Jump out of bed, big profits. Eat my bacon and eggs, make profits. Light up, watching them candles, profits. While I'm still in my sand, making profits. They used to watch me move them packs and now I watch moves in the NASDAQ. Profits. Used to run from the ATF and them cops. Now I run down ETL, make profits. I jump out of bed, make profits. Eat my bacon and eggs, make profits. Light up, watching them candles, profits. While I'm still in my sand, making profits. Yeah. See, me and Jim Cramer been talking mad money. Said today I'm taking a risk. They got the feds coming, but I got support here with me. I call a short squeeze. You get the drop, pull the trigger, and abort these. If she stay on my watch list, I might have to wife her. But I know better. I'm a true trading group lifer. Call up the Wolf of Weed Street. It's time to flip some profits. Go ahead, be hawking. Get your spot here. I'll double top that in the head and shoulders. Hit him up with this resistance. Watch him roll over. Cause I see John Wicks in contract. If I say I make $1 million a day, well, that's a large cap. You moving average, that's why you get crossed. Get split, get delisted, and knocked off. And I'm setting the whole block off. I'm buying GameStop and selling them roadblocks off. Jump out of bed, make profits. Eat my bacon and eggs, make profits. Light up, watching them candles, profits. While I'm still in my sand, making profits. They used to watch me move them packs and stop. Now I watch moves in the NASDAQ. Profits. Used to run from the ATF and them cops. Now I run down ETL. Hey, my family. Hey, go, what we doing, my man? Hey, make profits. Hey, Shug, Mike, what we doing? Hey, make profits. Yo, Wolf, Professor, what we doing? Make profits. That TTG money gang, making profits. We some snipers.
Hey, yo. What's up, everybody? What's going on, folks? Good evening. Welcome to the True Trading Group live stream. Hope you all are having a fantastic day. Kind of a wacky day in the markets today yet again. The markets moving back to the upside because the markets still don't believe Jerome Powell. Another day, another Jerome Powell series of statements, and another example of the market saying, Jerome, we don't believe you. The market continues to call Jerome Powell a liar. Is Jerome Powell lying? Is the market, because I'll tell you what, the market's calling his bluff. The market's calling his bluff. Is he lying? Is he holding 7-2 offsuit? Or is the man sitting on rockets? Does he have pocket aces? Is he bluffing? Because the market thinks he is. Markets really think he's bluffing. So we're going to talk about today, what is it exactly that Jerome Powell said that makes the markets think he's lying? What does the market think Jerome Powell's lying about specifically? And then the bank stress test came out. So the Fed, every year since the great financial crisis from 2008, they put the banking system and all of the major banks and some of the regional banks, they put them through stress tests, which shows you how well these banks would hold up based on losses and revenue. And are they able to continue to lend money to businesses and to individuals during moments of severe economic distress? Something that the Fed implemented after 2008 to make sure that the banks remain fully capitalized and secure, and their capital ratios can withstand a severe economic downturn without there being any breakage of the financial banking system. Well, we just had a handful of banks go under just a couple of months ago. So you would have thought that the stress test would have showed you weakness. Maybe a couple banks would have failed the stress test, right? How could they not? How could a couple of banks not fail the stress test? But I'll tell you what, a couple of them failed miserably. They went out of business. Silicon Valley failed the stress test miserably. Signature Bank failed the stress test. First Republic failed the stress test. The banks went out of business, right? But all the other banks that did not go out of business, you would have thought some of them would fail. Nope. 23 banks went through that stress test, and all 23 passed with flying colors, including Credit Suisse. Yes, Credit Suisse. Remember the Credit Suisse, the bank that was going to fail and got taken over, forcefully taken over. Even that bank passed with flying colors. How could that possibly be, you might ask? I'm glad that you were asking, because I'm going to go over the bank stress test with you guys on this live show. I want to make sure you understand exactly what just took place and why this data is significant, because you want to know what's happening after that data came out? Markets went higher. Markets went higher because it shows you the strength of the banking system. So we'll talk about that on this live stream tonight as well. But more importantly, like I said, why does the market think Jerome Powell is lying? We've also got a special guest that's going to be joining me later on this live stream also. So we've got a fantastic live in store for you guys. And we're also going to be giving away some moolah tonight. We got giveaways tonight. All right. So some people on this live stream are going to be, let me see, is it one or... We're giving away some money tonight, guys, on this live stream. So we are in for what you guys are in for one hell of a treat. All right. So stick around, hang out. We're going to be doing 2 giveaways tonight. We're giving away $1,000 tonight, $500 to 2 different people. That's going to be going on here tonight. All right. So good luck to you all. All right. Welcome to the True Trading Group live stream, guys. My name is Michael Edward Parinati. I go by Michael Edward. I began my career trading for T3 Alpha Fund right out of college. My very first job working for a fund in New York City. I had to go through a 3-month educational training program before they let me touch $1 of the fund's money. That's where I learned how to become a trader. Then 2008 happened, and that was the Great Recession, the stock market crash, and the worst crash that any of you have ever seen, the housing crisis. And that's also the same year, though, that I received one of the firm's Trader of the Year awards. Now you fast forward, I'm the co-founder and head trader of TTG. And along with my team of 9 professional trading moderators and an over 30-person staff, we've helped thousands of traders from all over the world reach their goals of profitability. We actually have members in 115 different countries now in True Trading Group. So truly a global community here at TTG. Now, for those of you that don't know, True Trading Group is the fastest growing and highest rated premium online education platform because we combine university level trading and investing courses with premium stock market tools, live workshops, and mentorship on stocks, options, crypto, and futures for all styles of trading. We do day trading. We also do swing trading. We also do long-term investing. We do all of it here inside of True Trading Group. But we take that university level of curriculum, a professional level of curriculum, professional education. It's a simplified and expanded upon version of the 3-month training program I went through working at the fund in New York. So we take that university and professional level of curriculum and education. We pair it with today's top financial tools that are worth over $5,000 a year if you were to pay for them on your own. The thing is, $5,000 is a lot of money for somebody to pay just to get access to tools. But these tools make a difference. These tools give you access to more information, more data that helps you make better decisions, that increases your chances of success. You should be using them because successful and professional traders, they use them. So you should too. But I know $5,000 is a lot of money. So we as a company have spent years building relationships with some of these firms so that we can put their products and their tools and their resources on the True Trading Group platform so you guys do not need to pay for them. So right there, it saves you around $5,000 a year while having access to some of those tools. You also get access to all the members of True Trading Group, the most helpful, supportive, successful community of traders you're ever going to find. And of course, the trade alerts from all of the moderators. Okay, we have been able to maintain cumulatively amongst all of us as a group among all of our executions a win rate of just around 80%, now going on the last 3 years. So if you are new to this channel, subscribe, smash that like button, turn on your notifications. If you're ready to learn, trade, and profit, you guys have come to the right place because we do this 6 days a week, Sunday through Friday. I go live right here for free where myself, other THD Pro trading mods, as well as special guests drop golden nuggets to give you free lessons and education that can help you guys become better traders. So like I said, smash that like button, turn on your notifications, subscribe to the channel. You guys are in for one hell of a treat. All right. So 2 of you are going to win $500 on this live stream here this evening, but all of you are going to be armed with the education, the game plan, and the resource to have the very best chance of making money for the rest of this week. So in just a moment, I'm going to give you the first of 2 code words, with the second code word coming later on in this live stream. At the end of the stream, I'm going to put everyone's name that is registered for that giveaway. I'm going to put everyone's name in a random name picker that is called the Wheel of Names. We are going to spin that wheel here live twice. We will have 2 winners. If your name is called, you will have 5 minutes to send a text message to a phone number that we put on the screen. You must provide both code words in order for you to win the $500. How do you claim the $500 if you win? Have a Venmo or PayPal account, and we will just very simply send you the money. It is just that simple. Okay, so we're going to be doing that here, folks, in just a minute. All right. So good luck to all of my TTG fam. Good luck to all of our non-TTG fam, because you also could have registered for this giveaway, but 2 of you are going to be winning $500. Now, before I do get into everything about the giveaway and everything about the stress test and why the markets think Jerome Powell is lying, I want to have a serious conversation with everybody that's on this stream right now, because as some of you may or may not know, that as a company, True Trading Group, we've been in a little bit of a weird place for the last week. We've been trying to figure out how to move forward in a way that makes sense for us as a company for the long term. And what I mean by that is like a huge part of what makes TTG different is that when we set out to create True Trading Group, the idea was this. It was want to have the education, right? The chat room, trade alerts, but there's a lot of tools and a lot of resources that traders need and that they have to pay for on their own to give them the very best chance to succeed. So we wanted to create a place where people can pay one price upfront and get access to everything that they need in order to give themselves the greatest chance of achieving success and reaching their goals. We did not want to be like every other program, group, and service out there that charges you a fee for a chat room or Discord and gives you access to literally nothing else. Or if they do give you access to something else, they charge you an arm and a leg, and every single thing costs more money. We didn't want to be like that. We didn't want to be like everybody else. We wanted to create a platform where you can get access to all of the education you need and all of the tools that you need in order to give yourself the greatest chance of becoming successful. That is what we set out to do as a company, True Trading Group, when we started TTG many years ago. And it's worked, and it continues to work. And we say it all the time that TTG is a business. This is a business. We have 30 employees, okay? And because it's a business, there are several parts of this that we've been figuring out. And one of those parts is pricing of our service and our products, and managing the growth that comes along with our business and all of that, right? That's part of running a business. Many of my business owners that are on this live, you guys all can relate to that. I want to welcome everybody, though, from the Stockmaster app. We got a bunch of people that are joining us here live now from the Stockmaster app. So if you guys are from the Stockmaster app, welcome. We're going over a few different topics here today. I'm going to be giving away $1,000 on this live stream to 2 people, $500 each. All right. So 2 people are going to win $500 each on this live stream in just a short while. And I'm also going to be talking about the market blatantly thinks Jerome Powell is lying. Okay. Jerome Powell continues to say things over and over again. He said something today that shocked the hell out of me. And there's a conference in Portugal where several of the central bank heads around the world, you had the Bank of Japan, the Bank of England, European Central Bank, and then Jerome Powell, head of the Federal Reserve. All 4 of them were on stage together in Portugal today. And Jerome Powell said something that made my jaw hit the floor. And the market just doesn't believe him, though. The market just doesn't believe him. The market continues to shrug off everything that he says. So we're going to be talking about that here today in this live stream. And then we're going to go over the bank stress test as well. Okay. We went over the bank stress test as well. But I'll continue with what I was saying before we just welcomed all of our visitors there from the Stockmaster app. See, November 2019, that's when it all began. November in 2019 is when we did our first live stream here at True Trading Group. And since that day, TTG has grown from maybe 500 people to thousands and thousands of people in 115 different countries. Yes, COVID helped that, right? COVID helped with that growth, but COVID is done and COVID has been done. But that growth net interest is still here. That growth net interest still remains. But instead of it being interest, and instead of it being there because of irrational exuberance or some pie in the sky, everything go moon during the COVID era, and people were working from home and they had all this free time, that's not the reason why people have interest now. Now it's a different reason. The interest is for a different reason. It's here now because it's been enough time where people that have been members of True Trading Group, they have now told family members, friends, and coworkers. And that groundswell from thousands and thousands of people telling handfuls of people is not just sustaining growth, but ultimately catapulting this company to another level. There's many people that are on this live stream that have told many people about True Trading Group. You guys maybe sound off in chat if you have told a friend, a family member, a coworker, if you have told somebody about True Trading Group, maybe sound off, say something in chat right now. Type the number 1 or just comment and say something in chat right now. If you have told somebody about True Trading Group, there's no better referral than one from your peers, right? It's like, how do you find out about a new amazing restaurant? Because your friend, your family member, your coworker went there, told you how amazing that it was, and then you went and you wanted to try the restaurant. How many times have you, has a friend or a family member told you, oh, have you seen this new show on Netflix? You got to watch it. It's so good. And then what do? You go and you watch the show on Netflix because someone that shares the same values as you, that has the same goals as you, and the same interests as you is telling you that this is good. You have members of True Trading Group that are having success and they're telling their friends, their family, and their coworkers that I am having success with this. You need to try this. You need to watch this show on Netflix. You need to check out this company's live stream. You've got to join this company's membership. That is what is sustaining and is catapulting this company to the next level now. And if you've been watching the live streams for this past week, and by we, I mean my partner Adam and I, we've been struggling to figure out an appropriate path forward with the annual membership that is True Trading Group. Right? Because our annual membership, it's unheard of in this industry. There's not a single company in this industry offers what we offer with an annual membership. They don't do it the way that we do it, nor will they. It's what makes us different, the way that we structured our annual membership. At any other company, you're upcharged for every single course, for every different type of chat room, for different trade alert type, different tools, scanners. You got to pay extra for all of those things at every other company. Maybe they charge you a small fee, like $100 a month to get started, but that gives you literally nothing besides access to their chat room, maybe a text message or an email trade alert. And if you want anything else, and I mean anything else, you want a scanner, you got to pay for it. You want a course, you got to pay for it. You want to talk to one of the head traders, you got to pay for it. You want additional help, you got to pay for it. You want to attend some workshop, you got to pay for it, right? Every single thing you've got to pay for. And it's real hard. It's real hard for someone that's trying to find their footing and trying to get started in this industry, trying to get involved in the markets. It's real hard for somebody to get ahead when everything, every piece of the solution that you are searching for is always a few $100s more or a couple $1,000s more out of reach. You take one step and then, oh, I'm not successful. And they say, that's because you didn't pay for the inner circle. Okay, now I got to go buy the inner circle. You're still not successful. Well, that's because you didn't buy the VIP courses. Oh, I got to buy the VIP courses now. Oh, you're still not successful. Well, that's because you don't have our special super top secret indicator. Oh, that's because you don't have our special top secret scanner. That's going to give you all the greatest trade alerts that the market's ever seen on a daily basis. And they will upsell you and charge you for every single little thing until you are bled dry. And once they have all of your money and you have learned absolutely nothing, you've gotten zero value, you just pissed money away. And it leaves a bad taste in your mouth. It makes you think that the stock market as a whole is a scam. That stock market's not a scam. Stock market's the greatest equalizer. Stock market's one of the greatest wealth building opportunities you'll ever experience in your entire life. That company is a scam. This is why we've grown the way that we have in a short time frame like we have. Because even after COVID and people have gone back to work and life has returned back to normal, people are still coming to True Trading Group because they're having success. Now, let me illustrate something for you for just a second. I know that we do this every night, but really, I need you to pay attention for just a second. I mean, honestly, really pay attention for a moment, because this is why we have continued to grow at a pace sustainable from COVID. Obviously, the growth during COVID, everybody knew that's not sustainable. Everybody was home. Everybody had extra time. Everybody had extra cash and extra money to spend. We've sustained that growth. Our competitors have not. And it's because our members are successful. Let me prove this to you. Don't take my word for it. I'll prove it to you. Members of True Trading Group right now on this live stream, if you are a member, if you're having success, if you're becoming better traders, if you guys are making money, I want you to type the number 1 in chat right now. Just go ahead, type the number 1 inside chat. If you're a member, you're having success, you're making progress, you're becoming a better trader, you guys are making money, type the number 1 in chat right now. Anybody that's on this live stream that is not a member of True Trading Group, just really pay attention to how many people are typing the number 1 on this side of the screen. Really pay attention. How many people that you see typing the number 1. These are not bots, guys. These are real people. These are people that are just like you. They found True Trading Group exactly the same way you did, and that's a live stream. And the craziest part is, I know I just said like, hey, if you're having success because of True Trading Group, I literally just said that, but it's not because of True Trading Group. It's because of them. All TTG did, all we did was deliver exactly what we said we were going to. Professional level of education, what I learned when I worked at a fund in New York, and access to some of the top trading tools that this industry has to offer, all for one low, affordable price for the entire year, so that people that want to gain this knowledge, that want to acquire this skill, have a real fighting chance to do so, and are not being nickel and dimed and taken advantage of and upsold on everything that they have. These people took what we delivered and they ran with it. They ran with it. Hell, a lot of these people don't even follow moderator trades anymore. They make their own successful trades. That's my goal, to be honest with you. My goal is for members to have the education to identify trade opportunities and then have the confidence to execute on them properly. That's my goal, because that's when you'll actually become that's when you'll reach your maximum potential. Following trade alerts is fine, and you absolutely certainly can. All the moderators give you all of our alerts in real time. We tell you what we're going to do before we even do it. Literally, we come on the mic or we publish watch it and say, hey, this price, I'm buying the stock. This price, I'm shorting the stock. This price, I'm selling it. This price, I'm getting. You guys know what we're going to do before we even do it, right? And it's important. That part is important because, of course, yes, you can follow the alerts if you want. You know, like I said, we've got amongst all the moderators and myself, amongst all of our executions as a group, cumulatively, we have about an 80% win rate for the last several years. And we're not just talking about like that type of performance. We're not just talking about that type of performance, someone just sitting in a room by themselves privately with no distractions. We're talking about maintaining that level while teaching and educating thousands of other traders. We have seen tens of thousands of retail traders come through True Trading Group. We know what works. We know what doesn't work. We know what struggles they encounter. We know what help that they need. So even if, and I'm not suggesting this, but if you wanted to, you could. But even if all you did was come into True Trading Group, learn what you're doing, and just follow some of the alerts, you got a really decent shot of doing well with us. Now, I can't guarantee that you're going to be successful just simply because you joined True Trading Group. I wish it were that simple. I really do. But I can't guarantee that you're going to be successful just because you join us. But the numbers are what the numbers are. You saw how many people typed the number 1 in chat when I asked very plainly and simply, are you guys better traders? Are you making money? If the answer was yes, type the number 1. You saw how many people typed the number 1. And for a lot of people that are just getting started, that's what they do. They come in, they learn a little bit, they follow some of the trades, they see that this can and will work, and then they double down. They see other people with similar backgrounds and similar hurdles and struggles and experiences. They see their success. They realize what is actually possible, and they go ahead and they put in the effort and they put in the focus and they work towards achieving their goals. You see all the people that just typed the number one, like I said, some of these people never joined another group. And they have this kind of like fairy tale story where I found True Trading Group on a live stream. I joined, I've learned, I've had success. My long-term portfolio looks great. I'm becoming a better trader and everything was great, right? Some people have that fairy tale story, but that's not a lot of people's truth. It's not. The majority of truth for people is that they have lost a tremendous amount of money trying to do this. That's most people's truth. And they know that this can work, but they have no idea how to get there on their own. That's most people's truth. They're trying to figure out who's for real on YouTube, who's not, and they feel stuck. They feel hopeless. And a lot of people eventually just quit. They stay stuck exactly where they're at. And that's extremely unfortunate because the system is designed for you to do exactly that. Go to your job, earn your salary, maybe get a little bonus here and there, but don't get too far ahead of yourself. Don't you dare for 1 second think that you've got the time or the ability or the resources. Don't you dare think that you've got any of that to get a little further ahead from where you're at now. How dare you? Don't you dare have those dreams or ambitions. You belong exactly where you are. That's what the system wants for you. That's how the system is structured. And me telling you this is one of those things where, like, if you believe nothing else that I tell you on this live stream, like, even if you thought every single person that typed the number one was a bot, which they're not, they're all real people. They can all probably type their name for you right now, as now some of them are probably going to type their first name, so you prove to you that they're not a bot. Right? They're not bots. They're real people just like you. This is something that you know is true. You know what I'm saying is true because you've experienced it yourself like so many other people have. Now, for us, there's a very fine balance for us between trying to grow a business and trying to keep something within reach for people. Because you don't need to spend thousands and thousands of dollars in order to get access to this type of information. We're proof that you don't have, that's not the case. But on the other hand, we take great pride in the fact that we've remained so affordable for so long. We've taken great pride in that. But on the other hand, you know that something's up when your own members are telling you that you should raise your price. Our own members are telling us you should raise your price. Our own members don't understand why we've kept the price so cheap for so long. And we've been going back and forth and back and forth. And maybe the idea was to offer like a watered down version of the annual membership, where maybe we don't include all of those tools and all of those resources and give like a lower barrier price to entry or something like that. Maybe we toyed around with that idea, but after a lot of thought, we've decided that is not the right solution. In fact, we've decided that the solution is to give you the entire solution, not parts of it. I'm not going to sell you half of what you need in order to have the best chance of being successful. So the solution is to give you the entire solution, but walk the price of our membership up because it needs to be higher. Because in life, you have to know what you are worth. And I know with 100% certainty, I know that the membership at True Trading Group is worth far more than what we charge. And every single member of True Trading Group will tell you the exact same thing. Now, I'm one of the owners of the company, so of course I'm going to tell you that I think our membership is worth far more. But members of True Trading Group will also tell you it is worth far more. Members, maybe you can comment in chat. Tell me what you think a membership to True Trading Group is actually worth. They're the ones telling us that it's worth more. They're the ones that are living it, that are experiencing it, that are learning from it, that are thriving from it, that are reaching their goals because of it. Let me tell you something. There's a fine balance, right? And you can maybe pay attention to some of the comments that you see coming through chat. Like you can see some of these $6,000, $5,000, $5,000, $3,000, $5,000, $5,000, $10,000, $10,000, $2,500, $5,000, $5,000, $5,000, priceless, $5,000, right? Just read these comments. These are members telling you that this is what they think the membership is worth. This is what they would pay. We charge a fraction of the number that you're seeing members say right now. Fraction. Now, there's a very fine balance between appropriately charging for a service and then charging something that is basically at cost. We're not trying to beat people over the head. We're trying to run a business, a profitable business, and grow that business with good margins. We're not trying to beat people over the head. Now, I think it's worth noting that an annual subscription fee to any chat room or any service that would be similar or comparable anywhere else is going to cost you anywhere from $1,800 to $2,500 for the year. Now, some of them will charge you like $150 a month or $200 a month, $185 a month, right? That's what some of these other places will charge you. So you're looking at $1,800 to $2,500 a year. And that's before any upsell. Because don't forget, a lot of the other companies, oh, you want this scanner, you want this course, you want this tool, you want this indicator, that's $500, that's $300, that's $1,000, that's $750, that's $500, that's $200. What we're going to do here at True Trading Group is continue to offer you every single thing that we have on that platform. But what we're going to do is we're going to walk our price up starting tonight. And then every single night that we have one of these live streams, we are walking the price of our membership up until we get to right around that $1,800 to $2,000 price point for the whole year. Now, sure, we'll have sales for like big major holidays, but the price will never be what it is here, now, tonight, again. We've been in a state of limbo for the last like week or two, where we've essentially been giving memberships away almost at cost while we figure it out. We've now figured it out. So we're going to limit spots every night. And when those spots are filled, the price is going to go up each and every single night. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to explain to you guys right now how you can join True Trading Group. Because beginning tonight, the price is going to start to go up. Sure, you have July 4th coming up. The price for July 4th will not be cheaper than it is tonight. I will tell you that right now. It begins right now. No more limbo. We're walking the price of this membership up starting tonight. Okay? I am so confident that the price will not be cheaper for July 4th than it is tonight that I'm willing to offer you a price match guarantee. So if you join tonight and then on July 4th, the price is cheaper, I will refund you the difference. I'm willing to offer you a price match guarantee. I'm telling you, it's not going to be cheaper on July 4th. It's not going to be cheaper on Labor Day than it is today. Go to ttgoffer.com. That's ttgoffer.com. You can use the coupon code TTG121. You must manually enter that coupon code TTG121. We will allow the next 20 people to grab the 63% discount at the $800 price point. And the price then goes up at midnight tonight. And it will continue to be walked up each and every single night until we get to around the $1,800 to $2,000 price point, because it is important in this world to know what you are worth. Tonight is the very last night you will be able to get a membership to True Trading Group for $800 for the entire year. That's just over $2 a day is what that comes out to. What is that, $66, $67 a month? Somewhere around there, if my math is right. The next 20 people to go to ttgoffer.com will get the $800 price point. And once 20 people subscribe, the price will then move higher. So it's either until midnight tonight or 20 people join, whichever one of those two things happens first. So go to ttgoffer.com, use the coupon code TTG121. That includes all of our courses. There are no upsells in True Trading Group for courses. Joe, why don't you post up the link to the syllabus? This way people can actually see a list of all the course material that they're going to have access to. The courses that you get in True Trading Group is a simplified and expanded upon version of the 3-month training program that I received when I worked at T3 Alpha Fund in New York City, a fund, my very first job right out of college. They didn't let me touch $1 of their money until I went through that training process. That's the level of education you are going to receive for just $800 for the entire year. Beginner courses, advanced courses, options, swing trading, trader psychology, crypto, futures, you name it, we've got it. And I also have $5,000 worth of tools you're getting as well, many of which you may pay for these tools already, included for the $800. And this is why we have to move the price up. It's actually insane that we charge $800 for all of these things. A professional level of education right there, that's more than $800. Without a single trade alert, without a single chat room, without a single tool, just the education is worth more than $800. But you also get Benzinga Pro's real-time newsfeed, congressional trading data, so you can track trades being made by members of Congress, insider trading, so you can track trades being made by management members. If you go to Benzinga on your own, okay, on your own, it's going to cost you more than $1,000 a year. It's included for $800. You get Quote Media's full book level 2, TradingView's premium charting software. TradingView costs $600 a year. You guys get access to it on our platform. You get a simulator that lets you trade with fake money but real-time data. The Trade Ideas scanner, you may pay for that already. It's on our platform. It streams on our platform every day so you guys can actually use it. A proprietary scanner lets you create your own custom scans, dark pool data, unusual options activity, options flow, short data. It's all included for $800. A trading journal tracks your trades, right? Made a lot, lost a lot, listening, following people. I've been wrong. I should have been here. I'm ready. This is it, last chance. I actually love your username as this is it, last chance. And if you say that you are ready, I will tell you this right now. Whatever your name is, I'll tell you this right now. You message me tomorrow in chat. You tag my name. You send me a message tomorrow in chat. And I will make sure that myself, my team of professional trading moderators, and of course, all of our members will be there with you every single step of the way to make sure that you are no longer listening to or following the wrong people. Now, I'll tell you this. I'm not right 100% of the time. Okay. I'll tell you right now, I make losing trades. All right. Shocking newsflash, right? Traders will also have losing trades. I'm not right 100% of the time, but I'm right a hell of a lot more than I am wrong. And I will teach you every single thing that I've learned throughout my 17 going on 18-year career, as will the other 8 professional moderators that are traders inside True Trading Group that all have different trading styles and strategies. You can learn a lot from all the different moderators in True Trading Group. We all have different styles: swing trading, day trading, small caps, mid caps, large caps, futures. We all trade different ways. All right. Over $600, over 600 on this stream. You think at least one would sing out if it wasn't worth it. You won't regret it. Exactly. Yes, exactly. Right? You would think that somebody on this live stream would say, total BS, this company sucks. You think somebody would say that? I've been watching you since 2020. I've been dumb. I was on the fence, but I've made up my mind. Oh, man, you've been watching since 2020. I wish you joined sooner. I really wish you joined sooner. I really wish you joined sooner. There's so many members of True Trading Group that went through the same thing. So many people went through the same thing where they were like, I'm watching this live stream, but I'm hesitant. You know how many members wish they joined sooner? Guys, type the number 1 in chat right now if you wish you joined True Trading Group sooner. Your only regret joining TTG, your only regret in joining us was you didn't join sooner. If that's you, type the number 1 in chat right now. Type the number 1 in chat right now if that's you. A lot of people are in the exact same boat. It doesn't have to be that way. I'm telling you, the solution exists. The solution is out there. A group of real people that actually give a damn about whether or not you succeed or fail. A real family of traders. It exists. It's out there. It's in front of your face. And you get all of these tools for $800. This is what I'm saying. We have to move the price up. We have to. You got to know your worth. So I'm telling you guys this now. Tonight's the last night at the $800 price point. After 20 people join or midnight, I move the price up. And every single day that we do a live stream, I move the price up again and again and again and again until we get to like 1,800, 2,000. And then when there's like major holidays, sure, we'll do a little bit of a sale. But it ain't going to be 800. I'll tell you that right now. Go to ttgoffer.com, use the coupon code TTG121, click apply code, and the price is going to say $22.12. It'll drop down to 800. You have to manually type in the coupon code TTG121. And I'll tell you this, I'll even one up it. I'll one up it because I stand behind the platform that we have created. Okay. I stand behind the platform that we have created. And I believe so strongly in its ability to help you reach your goals that anybody that joins True Trading Group this evening, if you go through our courses, pass our quizzes, attend one study group, and actually utilize the platform you are subscribing to, if you can make $800 back at least one time during your membership, I'll give you back double your money. I'll give you back $1,600. I'm dead serious. I know you might come on these live streams and you're like, man, this guy kind of sounds like an ass. This guy's way too confident. This guy, I don't trust this guy. I put my money where my mouth is. I know that I talk a big game on these live streams, but I do that because I see the results that members have. You see the results that members have. Again, not everybody's going to be successful. I wish that were the case. It's not realistic. I'm not going to pretend. I'm not going to insult your intelligence. You understand that the markets carry risk. You understand that some people are going to lose money and some people are going to make money, but it is my job to make sure that you have the very best chance of making money and succeeding in this market. That's my job. And I'm going to give you every piece of education, every sense of experience, and every tool that I have access to help you reach that goal. That is what you get when you join True Trading Group. And if you can't make the $800 back at least one time, I'll give you back $1,600. I'll give you back double your money. If you have any questions at all about our membership, I want you to send us a text message. I'm dead serious. I want you to text us right now if you have a question. If you are doubting us, if you are skeptical, I want you to get out your cell phone. I want you to send a text message to 786-505-4049. With whatever you're skeptical about, whatever question you have, text that number right now, and you will talk to one of the owners of this company, and they will answer your questions for you. We're fully transparent. We're an open book.
Hey.
And there he is. There he is. One of the owners of the company. That's him. That's Adam. That's my business partner, Adam. Okay. Also, if you used to be a member and you want to come back home for this crazy price before the price starts moving higher, or maybe you guys used to be a trial member and maybe you want to join finally, you actually have to send us a text message because we have to whitelist your email address. So you got to send a text to the number at the bottom of the screen. Again, it's, 786-505-4049. So you text that number with your name and email. We'll whitelist your email, and then you guys can join. All right. Again, you got to manually enter TTG121 coupon code. Okay. All right, guys. So there you have it. All right. We got to welcome Sadhu. Sadhu, welcome to the TTG fam. Everybody welcome Sadhu. Newest member of the group. Everybody welcome Sadhu. So now we are down to 19 spots. 19 spots now remain. Okay. 19 spots now remain. Everybody welcome Sadhu. All right. Now, while I let some more people join the TTG fam, let's go ahead real quick, guys. I do want to introduce you to a very special guest. Oh, we got to welcome Jackson first. Jackson, welcome. 18 spots now remain. Guys, I'm telling you now, $800 tonight. It's the very last night that you will see the membership for $800. It will not be $800 tomorrow. So if you want it for $800, you join right now by going to ttgoffer.com and using the code TTG121. Done deal. I'll see you in chat tomorrow. All right. So Jackson, welcome to the family. 18 spots now remain. All right. Now, folks, I would like to introduce you to our newest contributing mod to True Trading Group, an absolute phenomenal trader and an even better educator. You are about to meet someone that has been doing so much work and so much educating inside of our STR, Sniper Trading Robot Chat, with all of our members in the after hours sessions and the after hours tutelage. And that's one of the things about True Trading Group. We are a social community. Okay. The education and the camaraderie and the learning does not stop when the market closes at 4:00. We have members that are going in, that are doing workshops, that are sharing screens, that are talking trade ideas, that are helping members through their struggles, that are celebrating members' successes together. We have people that are doing that at 5:00, 6:00, 8:00, 10:00, midnight, 2 a.m, 3 a.m. I don't care where you are in this world. We have members in 115 different countries. I don't care what time zone you are in. You log into that SDR chat and there are members of True Trading Group that are putting in the work, because that is how you reach your goals. That is how you have success. Yes, Mac, you're right. How could I forget? That is a good point. So that's a very good point. If you join here tonight for $800, the price that you pay when you join True Trading Group is the price that you actually pay for life. Okay. So when it comes time for your membership to renew, Renee, welcome. Everybody welcome Renee. 17 spots left. Everybody welcome Renee. 17 spots now remain. Now, when you join True Trading Group, whatever the price is that you pay, when you join, you're grandfathering yourself in at that price. So that means next year, when it comes time to renew your annual membership, it'll renew for $800. It doesn't matter. Our membership could be $2,200 next year. Your membership will renew for $800. Now, that is a very important piece of information, because 78% of our members renew their membership or have gone on to become lifetime members. So I'm pretty confident you're going to want to renew yours, considering 78% of our members have. So you pay $800 tonight. That's it. You pay $800 next year as well. And you guys stay within the TTG fam. All right. So again, if you have any questions, text us 786-505-4049. Now, without any further ado, let's go on. And I want to introduce you all to Uni the Unicorn, aka I feel like I should say your name first and then aka, but everybody knows you as Uni. So everyone give a big TTG Ayo shout out to Andrea, aka Uni.
Hi guys. Hi everybody.
How are you? I love your trade setup right now.
Thank you so much, Mike. Thank you so much.
I love it. It reminds me of the old days.
Yeah.
I used to have a 7-monitor setup. I used to have a 7-monitor setup. I love the trade station. It's looking damn good.
Thank you.
Similar to your trading. Looking pretty damn good.
Thank you.
So, Uni, tell me, I mean, this is maybe the first time that a lot of people are seeing you. I know, members of True Trading Group, they know you so well from all the work and all the effort and all the time that you put in with people inside of the STR chat. And just, I want to give you a huge thank you on behalf of the whole community because I know personally that, I mean, that I do one-on-ones with a lot of our members, right? And I can't, Uni, I know I keep calling you Uni.
That's fine. That's fine.
Yeah.
You know what? That's my nickname now everywhere. So it doesn't
matter
because it's now my nickname. So we're good. That's what I go by.
I'm already saving you as Uni. I mean, it's fine. You're good.
Yeah, it's cool. It's cool.
But I can't tell you how many times I've done one-on-ones with people and they reference a lot of the stuff that you've taught them.
Oh, that's nice. That's really nice.
It's so incredible. And this is really what I mean. I feel like you are the epitome of what True Trading Group represents, which is you are a successful trader. You are a very experienced trader, and you go above and beyond to help your fellow members and your fellow traders. And you truly give a damn about whether or not members succeed or members fail. And you don't have to do that, right? You have your own life. You've got your own goals. You've got, you do your own trading and everything is good on your side of the fence, but you go the extra mile to help other people. And that is exactly what True Trading Group is about. So why don't we start with maybe just like a quick intro, like tell us a little bit about yourself, like what type of trader are you? How long have you been trading? And kind of like give us a little intro and a little background on yourself.
Okay, sure. And thank you, Mike, because it's not just me. I just want to say that because there are so many people that give so much in STR.
Yes.
It was one of the greatest things that you guys created because it just gives us all a chance to actually have our own community and discuss our own things and work together to say, oh, would that work? Would this work? Oh, I'm doing this. And it's amazing. So I just want to say, first of all, I'm not the only one who does it.
Of course, yes.
Incredible members in there that do this, but I love doing it because I feel like it's nice to be able to give back. When I found you guys, I was so excited because I thought, to make the retail traders without charging them a fortune for education, which I did pay, to be able to help them to become successful traders and to stop having people say retail traders are dumb money.
Yes.
It was incredible to me. And as soon as I joined you guys, probably within, I would say, a week or maybe even less, I was a lifetime member because I was just like, oh, this is where I'm supposed to be. I didn't day trade. At that time, I was a swing trader, trained as a swing trader. Since 2009, I've been swing trading. And people might think that's an easy switch and necessarily it's just, but it really wasn't because just my brain had to switch and stuff. But I needed you guys to give me that confidence to be able to do it. And you did. And you gave me the confidence to find my own strategy and take what information I knew to figure out, well, what do I see? Because I'm a strong believer in trading what you see. And what every mod in TTG did for me was just give me this, this, this. And then I took them all and I'm like, oh, I see that, created my own strategy and off I went. So I'm loving it so much too. I think I was always meant to be a day trader, but whatever, we'll talk about that later. So yeah. So I love being a member, and now to be a mod, I am just beyond happy, and I love being an education mod that I get an opportunity to help people during the day while it's live. Because I'm always like, well, this is hindsight, guys, 2020. But really seriously, if you do this and we watch it during the day, and then we have somebody else in there who's like, oh yeah, I'll put it in the charting tab that actually figured them out how to find them and puts them in the charting tab for people. And I'm just like, oh, this is amazing. I was just so thrilled when people found success doing the same thing. So I was very, very happy about that. So yay for all of us.
It's amazing. It's amazing. And listen, and I know you said that you started out as a swing trader. Now you've got to become a day trader, but I don't know. I feel like you've really got, you've really mushed them together very well. Especially like, I mean, you take a look at like some of the trades that you've recently made and some of the positions that you're still in. You've done such a good job. It's amazing. Like you said, like really finding your strategy and taking like that swing trading background and then adding that day trading too. Because now it's like you rip the day trade, but then like hold a piece for the swing and really extend those profits. I mean, it's just such a, I feel like that's what every day trader sometimes even strives for, right? Like, because day traders, sometimes they get a little sour when they miss like, this big multi-day move.
Yeah.
Right.
So it's like,
oh, I love so much money on the table. So, being able to bring that swing trading element into your day trading really allows you to maximize your gains when you're right. And
absolutely. Yeah.
I don't think there's an example that could be any more prevalent than Carvana.
Yes.
Right. I mean, just unbelievable. And I got to tell you something, guys. And I'm the first person to tell you. I know I came on this live stream a few days ago, and I was like, I'm shorting Carvana, right? You already went long Carvana. So we were going. It was like the battle, but not really a battle. But like I was short, Junior was long, and she turned out to be absolutely perfectly spot on. I mean, it was just an unbelievable trade. And you're still in a piece?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, I am. Still one more little contract, but whatever. It's something, right?
Yeah, no.
All I had left. So
even one contract, but when you catch a move this big, you can make more. Like that's what I always tell people that like sometimes when I hold like a runner, even though the runner might only be like 10 or 15% of my original position, sometimes I'll make more on that 10 or 15% than I do on 50% of my position.
Right. Absolutely. Holding is good.
holding a runner like that really pays off. So what I would love to do right now, you and me, is, I mean, I've got my charts up. I don't know if you have the ability to share your charts. If not,
I don't.
Okay, that's fine. I've got my charts. I want to share my screen with Carvana, and then just kind of like walk us through this setup, because what I think would be really, really awesome and a really good exercise for people right now in the live, what you just said is trade what you see.
Absolutely.
Right. And I love that and I know you tell people that all the time, like trade what you see. And I want to go through like what you saw.
Sure.
And then I want to talk about what I saw.
Yeah,
and then we go through it. And then actually, obviously the move that you were right, the move that we got. Right. Walk us through your thought process and walk us through your analysis so people understand this setup that you saw that gave you the confidence to really ride this thing out for as long as you have.
Absolutely. Okay. So if you wouldn't mind, I trade the 2 minute, and this might be harder because I also have different moving averages. I use a 20 simple, a 200 simple, and then of course the trade line that everybody uses, and I use the 9 or the 8.
Okay.
Doesn't matter.
Yep. I can switch to it. Yep. I just switched to a 2 minute chart for you.
Okay. Perfect. Yeah. So for me, I did come to recognize that those moving averages really were helping me in keeping with the trend, and then also in the cyclic nature of the stock market. And so I kept noticing, wow, I kind of get this push away from it, and then I come back to it, then I push away, and then I come back to it. So it really does help boost that confidence with the way that I can handle how much it pulls back, and I have my rules obviously and my limits to where I'll let it pull back to. But what I saw at the time is that I was getting like the support level. I think it was like 2120, excuse me for not maybe knowing, but if you have the 200 on, you can see that yesterday that support level was very, very strong. And off of that 200, these little candles, which I also trade, candles, and I could clearly see that these were kind of bullish candles on the 2 minute chart, right? So I should have done the daily first, Mike, actually. So go back to the daily. Yeah, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Yeah, because on the daily, I'm trying to look at yours at the same time because I'm so lost without my stuff. But yes, on the daily there, we saw that support level seemed to be holding very strong. It sort of was like at a close instead of a high or something from before. And so we did have that short day, but it did not push below that. So that's what I first saw. Then I go to the 2 minute chart and I let whatever that pullback is happen to see if I can't get that stop there and see if I don't get a pattern that tells me, hey, this is like a double, like a bottoming pattern, right? So this wants to reverse. So that's what I was looking for.
It's really funny that you just said that. And while you just said that, just made me think of something that I missed on that day. So like that day, this day right here that we're looking at, that day where you're saying we didn't break beneath that support level, that day CarMax got slaughtered.
Oh, okay. I did. Yeah, that's cool.
And I'm sitting there, but that was something that I missed.
Oh, okay.
Because you're talking about we didn't break that level, and I saw CarMax getting sold into. And I'm like, okay, well, CarMax getting sold into, so now we should see that selling pressure at Carvana. CarMax was gapping up because it had their big earnings, but then the stock was really selling off, and Carvana was still holding this level. So that right there should have been a little bit of a warning sign for me on the short side. Right. Like recognizing that. And then so here's that level that you pointed out of us not breaking under that level. And then now you want me to go to the 2 minute chart now?
2 minutes, yeah, please. Yeah.
All right, so let me now, I'll flip things on over. I'll go to a 2 minute chart. And then here is the 2 minute chart now. And I'll zoom this in. And I'll show people kind of the bottoming tail candles that we saw, that you saw on this day. And you guys can see it. I'll highlight it with these green arrows. You guys can see those bottoming tails there.
I got to look closer. Oh, yeah, definitely. Right. Exactly. You've got it. And so that's what I was seeing. So I took my first position when I could see the larger bullish, I call them something different, but that large green candle that sort of like took over, engulfed, the candle before it, which I think you guys can see. And so what happened is it was probably your third one over, but I started getting really happy on that first candle that was sort of like that spinning top kind of, but long tail on it, which just is telling me there's buyers there. They want to push up. There's buyers. Yeah. So when you see that and you wait for this to come back and make that higher low, that is significant then I get that bullish engulfing candle. I'm off to the races.
This one right here. That engulfing candle. Yeah.
Right. And now I did add originally on the other low, right? Because for me, I'm a bottom feeder is what I call myself, right? Because I know everybody says you can't get the bottom. Trust me, I try. So anyway, what's
Andrea?
Yes. Yeah. Adam, hi.
You may be a bottom feeder, but Mike is a bottom.
Oh, stop. Okay.
You see, Uni, this is why we can't.
I don't know, Mike. But so I had taken a position, which I don't say anything about that, right? That's just for me. But the reason that I do that is because it gives me that a lot of people aren't buying, which keeps my price on my options down, because I am an options trader. I don't trade stock, I trade options. And so that allows me to get the option price much lower than I got it when I went over to the other one. So when I add to it, it's just giving me a good average. But I like to buy it as low as I can, not to mention the fact that that makes my stop much closer. So my risk is tiny, tiny, tiny every trade I take. Tiny pennies, seriously. And so I really like that, because it's just a good for me, just really nice for me to be able to say, I see this, I'm going to go. And sometimes it doesn't work, but if it doesn't, I get out right away.
Right.
I'm out in minutes, right?
Yeah. You got such a clear level. Like your level is so clearly defined that it really takes the guesswork out of your stop areas and everything. And and I also want to point out, guys, if we can just drop the message on the bottom of the screen just for 1 second.
No, I can't see.
Also, you look at the volume that came in on that engulfing candle.
Right, I did.
Look at that volume down here on that engulfing candle. That was, like you said, it's a clear buy signal for you. And we do have to welcome Marta.
Hi,
Marta, welcome Marta to the TTG fam. We welcome you, but guys, that means we're down to 16 spots. Right, that means we're down to just 16 of these spots. $800 price point. You guys can grab it right now by going to ttgoffer.com. Use the code word TTG121. You have to manually type in that code word. It's not going to do it for you automatically. We got to welcome Ross, 15 spots now. Scott, 14 spots now.
You guys are going.
You guys are, yes. Look at Bert. Look at this. Bert, 13. Anthony, 12 spots.
Oh, right.
Wow. Anthony, Bert, Scott, Ross, Marta.
Welcome, guys. Welcome.
Woo!
So exciting. Welcome to the family.
It's a party now.
Right. Let's go. Let's go.
It's a party now. 12 spots left. 12
that
spots.
Quick? You're done?
Remaining.
No way. You're done?
No, Adam was saying that's it, because he doesn't want to keep interrupting us.
Can't keep up with them, right? Okay. I'm like, damn, that was quick. Okay.
All right, so go ahead. I'll let you. Yeah. I just wanted to point out the volume down there, because that was also something that just caught my eye as well.
And I know that that's not something I mention a lot, but I do try to tell everybody, look down at that volume. If that's something that you have as your rule set, really, really clear with people that they really need to trade what they see, and they need to create their own rules. It's very, very important that you're seeing it, because if not, you're going to probably get lost in it, right? And you're not going to be able to tell when the momentum shifts and it's turning the other direction. It needs to be your trade. So don't just take somebody's thing and say, oh, I'm going to take those rules. So I try not to give specifics, because I think it messes people up, and I want them to look for themselves and see that they see it, because then they get the concept of why they're buying it. Then they know if it's not working, if that reason is no longer there, then they know. But if I tell them, it doesn't work. So I try to tell them I see a double bottom starting, and then I'm stopping. And then I usually will tell them at targets, though, because I feel like, what if, I don't want to leave them hanging. So I might say, oh, this level's here, so that at least it, so that's what I've been trying to do in chat. And it was really hard. So I'm really excited now that I'm a mod, I can actually do it on the mic, because it's much easier that way. So yeah, so I'm very grateful for you guys. But yeah, that's what I did with that one. And then it just kept going. And so I can tell you that I did take profit, but I didn't take it really quickly, because I do believe that holding is the better bet. And I think for most new traders, it's very, very important to take those profits off. As soon as you get that first push up and then a pullback flag starting, you should be out with something, because of the fact that is the first opportunity for this to sell off. But so I like to have, there you go, Mike, you just drew it, right?
Yep.
So all it did was pull back to that next level, right? So and I use Fibonacci's a lot. Fibonacci's are kind of like a very important tool to me. So I would have drawn a Fibonacci and seen what level that came back to. And like we teach all the time in TTG 2338. That's just telling you it's very strong.
It
right?
lines up perfectly to, Uni, you look, if you see on my chart now, you got the 38.2 fib, that prior high, and VWAP all lines up right there. All lines up right there.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a confluence right there, which just tells me again, wow, this is going to go, right? And then you come in whenever, I don't remember what time, but you came in, I don't know if it was yesterday or today, and you said, yeah, this, I can see this squeezing, right? And I was like, oh, okay, I'm relaxing now. That's where I'm headed. Thank you. That's what I said. Thanks, Mike. I'm just going to let it go now.
Yeah, Mike said this thing's going to squeeze. So we're going to sit on this.
So, yeah, because I don't usually do these micros, right? And it came up on my list this morning. I had put a couple of these ones that you do a lot on my watch list, and I watched that mark percent change in the morning. And so I saw Carvana, in the last 3 days, and these were just they just come up, and they are not the ones I usually trade, because I have lit stocks that I usually trade. They just weren't pushing, but those were. And I thought, okay, let's just do this, should be the same, right? So I haven't really traded that many of these. So now I know why you trade them. And now I'm getting a little bit more appealed to them. So
they're so much fun.
That's what I was thinking too. This was
when they go, there's so much fun when they go, because the risk reward is so insane. I mean, you got to really think about this. And now it's safe to assume if we go back, right? We go back to your entries,
right?
I mean, safe to assume, you're stopping out probably like here.
Yes, really. Yeah. Really tight, right below that support level. Right. Yeah.
So you're risking, I don't know what the delta was on the contracts, but it's about 30 cents, maybe 25 cents for the equity.
Right.
So, you're risking literally pennies on the option.
Pennies. Yeah.
Literally pennies.
Yeah.
And you got like $7.
Tell me about it.
Absolutely insane.
My month now, right?
Yes, this is so insane. Look at this move, and she's still in it. Look at the stock. She's still in the trade.
Now, I will tell you though, Mike, so you're going to like this too. Okay. So I have this thing that I learned as a swing trader. When something is really, really working, you have to kind of roll out and up, like I have to roll to a different strike. And roll up in the option. So today, I had this from yesterday, right? And so this all worked yesterday. And so I was taking profit off those. Then I said, you know what? I took my last one and told everybody I'm going to wait. And then the pullback, I'll add. And what I saw on the option chain was that there was a 23 delta on the 30. And the open interest, which would have been from yesterday, was like 1,000. It was still high for what was in there. There was only 123 in volume. And that's when I was like, see, nobody recognizes that this is going to happen. But because somebody did yesterday along with me, let's get it, right? So then I took it there. So I took that 30 option, rolled it for next week. So what we actually did is took like from 38, 40 cents, as you add, who knows where people got it up to 50 cents. But even if they paid like 52 cents, their first TP would be like $1 something, $1.11, $1.20, $1.30, you know what I'm saying? Somewhere around there. And then by the end of that top profit today, it was up to like 260. And then you're talking about you paid 30 to 260. That's pretty cool, right? And then who even knows what it's pricing right now, because I didn't bother looking. I got busy in the afternoon, so I had that movie stop. So I didn't even look, but I'm like, Mike says it's squeezing tomorrow. We're going, yay. Let's go. So yeah, that's kind of how it was for me today with Carvana.
Yeah. This thing is a monster. And what I really liked today was the volume was just so much heavier today than it was yesterday in the equity. I know you were just talking about the option, but in the equity, the volume was so much heavier. Right. I think, if I take a look at this now, let me just pull it up. Yeah, you're talking a 35 million share candle versus yesterday, a 19 million share candle. So that volume really starting to pick up. And this 28.5 is your last mark. So you got 28.5 resistance. And then after 28.5, you have 30. But if you get through 30, then that squeeze could really ignite. And a trade idea that I'm looking for is, this could be a reload opportunity or it's a straight squeeze play. But if tomorrow this stock gaps above 28.5, I'm going to expect very early off the open a pullback to 28.5, one last ditch attempt for short sellers to push this thing back down. And if it cannot get back underneath 28.5, you got to get long because this thing's going to like 35, because you still have 50% of the float on this thing, or at least 35% of the float is still short on Carvana. Right. So when this thing starts to go, and you haven't seen price action like this in Carvana in a while. So like short sellers in Carvana are very, very content because they haven't gotten hurt this entire time. Every time you've had these rallies in Carvana, like ever since the 2022 sell-off, every time you get these big rallies, the stock just fades away, like in the days or weeks to come. I mean, even if you go back and you look at the last time that Carvana really had a real big rally was like August of last year. You see like that big rally. But if you're a short seller, if you're patient enough, the stock ends up making new cycle lows, right? So like short sellers have just sat on this thing the entire time. But now you move over with an actual catalyst, which was the 50 million positive EBITDA, which was the surprise that nobody was expecting, which caused the big gap up in the first place, several weeks ago.
Right.
And it's making higher highs. And that's not something short sellers are used to.
Right.
So they could get caught with their pants down here. So that's a trade setup I'm looking for tomorrow. If we gap above 28.5, watch for a quick pullback to 28.5. And if you get that, like if you open up at, let's say we open up tomorrow at 30 and you drop to 28.70 and then you're back to 29.50 before you can blink, I'm getting long. I'll tell you that right now. I'm going to get long if I see that tomorrow. And I'll just try to ride for like $2, $3, $4 of upside from there and try to see if I can get a push into the low to mid 30s and really start to get that squeeze going. But either way, even if you don't get that tomorrow, it's still a phenomenal trade. I mean, multiple triple digit gain from that entry. And when you rolled it, did you just roll on strike or did you go with a deeper expiration too?
Yeah. So I closed instead of like rolling typical that you can do and think for. I don't roll. I actually close and then pull back to reopen. But I call it rolling because I want everybody to understand that concept, that I'm just trying to close the one that's already gotten way in the money, that was way out of the money. Now I'm going to let it pull back, and then I'm going to look for that 30, which was also still out of the money, which it's still cheap. Then I get to do it all over again. And that is, I can't imagine how much this would have been if I'd had enough contracts to keep. I have no idea where, I could go look at the 2650. So 2650 is what I had. So what's that pricing right now? Because that's what I had. But
you have $2 of intrinsic value on the option.
Right. Yeah. So it's like, whatever, but I'm just like, whatever. So, but that was okay because that 30 was so cheap and and then I told everybody I'm watching it, and literally, Mike, that volume went up to 5,000 from 123 when they finally figured out what was going. And I was like, oh yeah, see, that's how you want to do it, guys. That's how you want to do it. So so that's kind of what happened. So that was a really nice trade too today. Yeah, that was nice. Excellent. I enjoyed it. Such a great
trade. I'm excited. I'm excited to see. I'm very excited for you. I know this is a monster for you, and a lot of TG fam, came in and followed you on this one as well, and are doing very well with it. And I love to see it. I love the breakdown. I love the analysis. I love the confidence that you had. And it's like to trade what you see, and you have your style, you have your signals. And you saw it, and you didn't let my idea affect you in any way. And that is what I honestly, I'm so, some people will be like sour about it. I'm so happy about it that, and that's why I tell people, like, don't ever follow a moderator's trade, not even mine, anybody's. Don't ever follow a moderator's trade if you don't see it and understand it and agree with it.
Great advice.
It's so important because, like, I always will tell people this, it's so much easier for you to overcome and move past a losing trade if you yourself were wrong.
Right.
If you listen to somebody else, and like, let's say if you're looking at a stock and you're like, well, I think this is a really good short, but then a moderator starts talking about it long and you're like, oh, well, maybe I'm wrong. So let me then just go ahead and let me go long. And it turns out to be a good short. that trade is going to eat you alive mentally for the next couple of days. But if you get into a trade that you believe in, that you understand, that you see, that you agree with, and then you lose, it's much easier to just move past it.
Yeah.
And that's something that I've learned over the years, and it's something I teach everybody. And I think that's a big, sticking point for members to take, especially when you join TG and you're like following mods alerts. Don't follow it unless you agree with it and understand it. That's my piece of advice.
Great advice, Mike.
So,
great advice, Michael. Yeah.
Oh man, Uni, I'm looking forward to a hell of a lot more of these. I want to thank you so much for coming on here with me and kind of formally introducing yourself to the TG fam on the stream. And congratulations on an absolute monster of a trade. And you got a couple other positions too, right? Apple or AMD, and you're loaded up.
Uber is my next one that I'm thinking might get a squeeze. So you take a look at that one and you let me know.
Okay, I'll check it out. I'm taking a look.
Did the same thing on Uber, right? So it's like a repeat of Carvana, except for just not as strong. But you let me know if you see that going, because then
I will.
Let's just leave it alone. Let's just
I'll keep an eye on it. You've had a lot of strength lately in the Ubers, the Airbnbs, the cruise lines, the airlines of the world, because of the just super strong travel demand that is still there. And people expected the travel demand to be slowing down at a faster pace, just like they expected a lot of slowing in a lot of other areas of the economy, but it's just not slowing. And these stocks are making huge moves. Like you look at Uber has had this huge move. You take a look at the airlines have had huge moves. You look at the cruise line. I mean, look at the cruise lines. I mean, these are just massive moves on these travel stocks, and Uber right up there with it. So we will definitely be keeping very watchful eyes. What I really like on Uber, what really stands out to me is this level here that you had around 37 and change, this little previous pivot top resistance that you had there on Uber. And you can go back even further to right back here in March. You see the tops there, guys, see that resistance there in March. And then you see the resistance right there in February. Both times you kind of double topped at that level. And then you broke above it in early May. Look at this huge volume bar. Well, the volume is covered right now by the message, but this massive volume bar, these massive volume bars in the daily chart took you through that level. And then once you got through and above that level, you sat back on that support level for about an entire month and built a new base before breaking out to new highs. Right. And that is really, when I look at the chart, when I just first take a glance at it, that really stands out to me. Before you kind of broke through a level, built some new structure and a new base, and then you got the extension with new highs. And with the catalyst with strong travel demand was the perfect recipe for a nice move to the upside on Uber.
Yeah, good.
Yeah.
Thanks, Mike. I appreciate it. My own personal live stream, loving this. Okay.
Oh yeah. So listen, I'll keep this one on watch as well. You also have the EMA is holding support real nicely on the daily chart as well. You are coming up to some key resistance levels back here when you get back, because now you're getting back to levels from 2021. So you are coming back to, so resistance levels that I see are mid to high 40s, 45, 46, and then major level up around 48 and a half. I see just 48 and a half level is just, for me, is huge.
Yeah.
All that resistance there. And that's all the way back from October and November of last year. And then you have previous price structure that was support in May and June prior to that. So I see that as a huge level. But then another key level here, which you can see resistance tops right here on 48 and 46. So some key levels that Uber is knocking on the door of. So that's one that we'll definitely keep on watch for the next couple of days.
Okay, cool.
Awesome. Awesome. Uni, thank you so much.
Thank you, guys. Thank you so much. I'm so happy to be a part of literally the strongest, best educational platform out there for people who want to learn to trade. And there's just no doubt about it. And I feel so blessed and so lucky to actually be a part of this. And I was blessed to be a member, but now I just got double blessings. So thank you guys so very, very much. And I appreciate it. And I'm looking forward to the future.
I love it so much. And we got and a big shout out to your STR partner in crime. Green Thumb is here on the live. Yeah. Green Thumb goes, congrats, partner. Great trading. Great job today in chat. Yes, big shout out. Big shout out to Green Thumb as well,
Yes.
Green Candle. I mean, we have just some phenomenal people that are constantly teaching inside of STR.
Absolutely. STR guys, there's a lot of phenomenal people in there. And we got some new people coming up, Humble and Memphis. And, it's really, and let's not forget.
Yeah, Bo, yeah.
Yeah, Bo, Box, whatever, there is, and Tony and, everybody. It's really phenomenal in there. And sorry, guys, if we didn't mention, or
I know there's so many. There's so many.
Many incredible people. My twin Angel, all of you guys, you're just amazing. And not only are they really supportive in trading, they're just really supportive people. And when you've had a bad trade or a bad day, you have a lot of people there trying to help you figure out what happened because it was your trade, right? And it's just phenomenal. It's a great place and it's very comforting. It really is like a family. TTG is absolutely 100% like a big old family. So because we're all just trying to get the same place and helping each other get there. So
I love it. It's a dream. It's a dream that Adam and I had, and it's people like you and like everybody that we just mentioned that has brought that dream to life, and it has become reality. And that is the TTG fam. And I wouldn't have it any other way. I'm so happy to have you part of the team. In a bigger way now, like you said, not just as a member, but happy to have you part of the team as a bigger way, and looking forward to many more of these. And I'm sure members are looking forward to learning from you even further. So thank you so much for coming on here tonight. I don't know if you're going to get some rest or if you're going into STR now. I don't know. You never know.
Going into STR. Mike, come on. I got to go talk to everybody. It's just for a little while, right? Just a little while.
Of course.
Rest later. I'll figure it out. Yeah. I'm going there. Man. Okay. Anyway.
Excellent.
Okay.
Excellent. Well,
Thank
you
guys.
enjoy your night. Enjoy your profits as well. Congratulations
Thank
on
you.
phenomenal trading. I will see you tomorrow morning in chat. Have a wonderful rest of your evening.
Thank you so much, guys. Bye. I'll see you guys
Take
later
care.
in SDR. Okay. Bye.
Yes, I know. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Take care.
Thanks.
Oh, man. Guys, I got to tell you, when I say it, I mean it. We have the best team since the 90s Bulls. I mean, we really do. We really do. It's the dream team. It really is the dream team. The best group of traders that I have ever come across in my entire life, and I mean that sincerely. So, all right. So I'm being told here that giveaway is tomorrow. All right. I'm being told the giveaway now is tomorrow. So here's the deal, because I think Adam is no longer here. I believe he is putting his daughter to bed. And I don't have the wheel of names. Let me see here. Let me just confirm this. Is he here? Yeah, I don't know. Adam's, so I guess Adam's not here because he's not answering me. So, all right, guys. So I guess then we will have to move the giveaway. I didn't even give you guys a code word yet. So we're gonna have to move the giveaway. We're gonna have to move the giveaway to tomorrow. All right, so we'll add another. So it's gonna be $1,500 now. So we'll add another 5. So it's gonna be 3 people now for tomorrow. I'm sorry, guys. So I don't have the wheel of names. I don't have the thing to spin. Otherwise, I would spin it myself. But I don't have the wheel of names, so I can't spin it. So tomorrow we'll do a giveaway. We'll give away $1,500, so $500 to 3 people. We'll do that during tomorrow's live stream. So I do apologize for that, guys. If I had the wheel of names to spin, I would do it myself. But I don't have it. I don't have it. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about what the market thinks Jerome Powell is lying about, because the market still thinks Jerome Powell is lying. I do want to talk about this, and then we'll get into the stress test a little bit from the banks before we do break then for the night. And then, guys, remember, go to ttgoffer.com, use the coupon code TTG121, click apply code. That price will drop down to $800. There are a handful of spots that are still left. We got 12 spots remaining. I had 20 before I started this live stream. After 12 more people join or midnight tonight, the price is going to go up. All right, price is going to go up. The price is going to move up from $800. Will not be cheaper for July 4th. I'll tell you guys that right now. I'll even give you a price match guarantee. If it is cheaper, because I know it won't be, I'll refund you the difference if it is. All right. So let's talk about the overall markets and what Jerome Powell said today, because the markets really didn't care what Jerome Powell said today. And Jerome Powell told everybody today at 9:30 in the morning, from 9:30 to like 10:15, Jerome Powell told everybody that inflation, they do not expect inflation to go back to 2%, not this year, not next year, but 2025. That's what Jerome Powell said. Jerome Powell said inflation is not going to be back at 2% until 2025. And the market actually went higher. Jerome Powell said, we're not done raising rates. Jerome Powell said, we're going to keep rates higher for longer than people expect. And the markets went higher. And the market still thinks that the Fed is going to cut rates this year. Market still thinks that. The markets have still priced in a Fed rate cut this year. Well, if Jerome Powell just told you that he does not expect inflation to be at 2% until 2025, that means he is not cutting rates this year. That means he's not going to cut rates unless one of two scenarios happen. Scenario number one, inflation goes back to 2% by 2025. The Fed cuts rates. They beat inflation. They pulled off a soft landing. All is well in the world. That's a buy signal. Scenario number two, they continue to raise rates. Inflation is sticky. The economy slows. The consumers run out of their COVID savings in October. We fall into a recession at the end of 2023, going into the beginning of 2024. Commercial real estate loans default, causing stress on the banks. And the higher rates and the stress on the banks on commercial real estate loans causes another wave of a banking crisis, and the Fed is forced to cut rates. That is not a buy signal. That is a green light for volatility and tremendous trading opportunities for us as traders to make money in both directions. And lots of it, because the markets will make very large moves if that is the case. So one of those two scenarios is how this is going to play itself out. Jerome Powell told you, I'm not raising rates. I'm not cutting rates for a very long time because inflation is not going to be back at 2% until 2025. The markets are not listening to him at all. This is now the third time that Jerome Powell has spoke. He said it during the actual Fed meeting press conference. He said it when he testified in front of the House Financial Committee, and he just said it again at a conference in Portugal while he was sitting down next to the head of the Bank of Japan, the head of the European Central Bank, and the head of the Bank of England. And Sarah Eisen from CNBC moderated the panel. He has now said 3 times to the market, I'm not cutting rates, I'm raising rates further, and inflation is not coming down at the rate that we want it to. It is coming down, but it's not coming down at the rate that we want. We're not going to be back at our target of 2% until 2025. And the market's not listening. The Fed has lost all of their credibility. The market does not believe Jerome Powell. I'll leave that up to you to decide if you think that you should believe Jerome Powell, or has the market got it right? Because the market is calling Jerome Powell's bluff. I'll leave to you to decide whether you think that Jerome Powell is telling the truth or is the market calling his bluff. I think Jerome Powell is telling the truth because I know what happened in the 1970s when the Fed took their foot off the neck of inflation too soon. Inflation got right back up. Jerome Powell does not want to take his knee and his foot off of inflation. He doesn't want to do it because as soon as inflation gets back up, you're in deep trouble. You're in deep trouble. That's when inflation gets out of control. That's when inflation gets unanchored. And that's when the Fed would have no choice but to purposely cause a recession in order to bring inflation back down. Jerome Powell doesn't want to do that. Okay. Jerome Powell doesn't want to do that. So I think that if you're bullish on the market, you should be bullish because you believe the economy and the labor market are strong enough to pull off a soft landing while the Fed fights inflation. That's why you should, if you're bullish, that's the reason you should be bullish. If you're bullish because you think the Fed's going to cut rates this year, that's the wrong reason to be bullish. Because the only reason they cut rates this year would be if something breaks in the banking system or you have a recession, that then they would have to cut rates, but that's not a reason to be bullish. A recession or a banking crisis would not be a reason to be bullish. But if Jerome Powell just told you inflation is not 2% this year, then you shouldn't think that they're going to cut rates this year. You can still be bullish, but be bullish for the right reason, which is the labor market is still extremely tight. Consumers are still spending money, right? The economy is still holding up very well. Be bullish for that reason. And if you're bearish on the market, then it's because you believe that in order to fight inflation, the Fed's going to have to keep rates higher for longer. And eventually the economy will slow to a point where you do fall into a recession once consumers run out of their COVID savings, which they're anticipated. The data shows that consumers are due to run out of their COVID savings by October. So after October, what is the market? What is consumer spending going to look like? What is the economy and GDP and earnings growth? What is that all going to look like following October once everyone runs out of their COVID savings? And they're left with higher rent payments, higher mortgage payments, higher credit card payments, higher car payments because how interest rates have all gone higher. What does that do then to consumer spending? So if you're bearish, it's because you believe that the economy is going to slow before inflation gets to 2%. And the economy is going to fall into a recession before inflation gets to 2%. That's the reason why you would be bearish in the markets. So just being understanding and being bullish or bearish. I'm not the kind of person that is oblivious to the other side of the argument. If you are someone that has a stance in the market, you should always be open to hearing the other side. You should never be so arrogant to believe that you're so right and everybody else is so wrong. You should always understand both sides. Understand what makes the markets go up, what would make the markets go down. Because if you get that part right, then it's going to be easier for you to be on the right side of the market based on what's actually happening in the world and what's happening in the economy. But for now, you got to trade what the chart is showing you. You got to trade what's in front of you, because right now this market's been moving to the upside and you have not been paid to be short. All right. So there you have it. All right, guys. There you have it. All right. So I did want to touch upon that. And then the bank stress test. Bottom line, guys, I'll give you kind of the summary of the bank stress test. Basically, Vice Chair for Supervision, Michael Barr, said, and I quote, "Today's results confirm that the banking system remains strong and resilient. At the same time, this stress test is only one way to measure strength, and we should remain humble about how risk can arise and continue our work to ensure that banks are resilient to a range of economic scenarios, market shocks, and other stresses." Now, one thing that they did change in the stress test, and this is actually pretty important, I think this says a lot, they put the banks through a test of stagflation. They didn't do that last year. They put the banks through a test of stagflation. Now, what is stagflation? Stagflation is slowing economy while you still have high interest rates. Okay. And that's going to be stagflation. So they put the banks through a stagflation stress test. They also put the banks through a severe recession, 10% unemployment, and a 40% drop in commercial real estate prices. Now, based on that, based on stagflation, a 10% unemployment rate, these are hypotheticals. These are the stressful scenarios that the banks get put under. And they make sure that their capital levels and their capital ratios are still strong enough that would allow them, even in the face of stagflation, 10% unemployment, and a severe recession, the banks are still capitalized enough to be able to lend money to businesses and to individuals and still be able to operate. All right. So it calculates in the hypothetical scenarios, what would their losses be? What would their revenues be? What would their ability to lend capital still be? That's what a stress test is. 23 banks went through the stress test. All 23 passed with flying colors. But here's my issue. I like that they put them through a stagflation test. That's a realistic scenario. I like how they put them through, a 10% unemployment, because that's like the worst that we've ever seen. 10% unemployment was what you saw in like 2009, 2010 after the 08-09 crisis. 10% unemployment is what you saw in the double dip recession of the 1980s. Unemployment only got to like 6.8 or 7 during the dot-com bubble. So, I mean, a 10% unemployment rate to go through that stress test is a severe recession. That's not a mild recession. That's not a run-of-the-mill recession. That is a severe recession, 10% unemployment. So they put them through that test. But they put them through a 40% drop in commercial real estate test. I don't know how I feel about that. Because depending on what city you're in, you go into certain cities, you've already seen commercial real estate prices fall 25, 30%. And the economy is still very, very strong. So I feel like maybe the commercial, I feel like where the stress test did not really test enough was commercial real estate losses, because these banks are going to incur significant commercial real estate losses. In the stress test, they put them through a test where they lost $500 billion in commercial real estate loans, like $548 billion in losses in commercial real estate. That's what they were put through in the stress test. That's the calculation. Okay, the calculation is about, the number is exactly $541 billion. Okay, that's the total projected loss in the severe recession scenario, which includes over $100 billion in losses specifically from commercial real estate and residential mortgages. $120 billion loss in credit cards, both which were higher than the stress test scenarios from last year. So $100 billion in losses from commercial real estate. I feel like the potential for that number to be worse is realistic. So I think that the stress test fell a little bit short, if you ask my opinion, which I don't know if you're asking my opinion or not, but if the Fed thinks 100 billion in losses is enough, but I just feel like that's the area of the stress test that maybe could end up being a worse scenario or a more worse scenario than what was tested. So take that for what it is. Again, these are just hypotheticals. It's just a stress test. It does not mean that's what the Fed thinks is going to happen. It just is, the purpose of a stress test is to put the banks through a severe recession type of scenario and then see how would they still be, what shape would the banks be in the event of something like that happening. In the event of another 2008, how would the banks be? What would the health of the banks be? That's the point of a stress test. Okay. And they passed this test with flying colors, all 23 of them. And that's why the market went higher after hours. And that's why all the bank stocks went higher after hours. If you were to take a look at all of your banks, right? You can see the SPY. So the SPY went up after hours. See the SPY went up here after hours. And then you just take a look. Look at JP Morgan, higher after hours. Look at Bank of America, higher after hours. Wells Fargo, higher after hours, right? Charles Schwab, higher after hours. All of these banks are higher after hours. Okay, so that's the banks, and that's a stress test. I hope you guys found that helpful. I wanted to explain that because I got a ton of questions from people about the bank stress test, and I hope that you guys find that helpful. So there we have it, folks. That does it. That wraps up the educational part of the live stream. I hope you guys really enjoyed the live tonight. I hope you enjoyed, meeting Andrea, Uni, the last unicorn is her name in chat. Hope you guys enjoyed meeting her. Just a phenomenal trader, as we have so many others just like her inside of the True Trading Group community. And I was happy to introduce you guys formally to her and cover a lot of her trades, go through the analysis, go over the lessons, and then also talk to you guys about the bank stress test and why the markets think Jerome Powell's lying. So that does it for the educational stuff. If you guys are not interested in the membership, you can sign off the live, but make sure you subscribe to the channel, turn on your notifications, smash the like button before you go. For those of you that are interested in the $800 price point, again, tonight will be the very last night for the $800 price point until as the price then gets moved higher starting tomorrow. So tomorrow, no more $800. Tonight is the very last night you will ever see a membership to True Trading Group as low as $800 again. So here it is, ttgoffer.com. Use the coupon code TTG121. Click apply code. The price will drop to $800. Check out. You're good to go. Don't forget, you have a double your money back guarantee. If you can't make $800 back at least one time during your membership, I'll give you back $1,600. You just got to go through the courses, pass the quizzes, attend the study group, and utilize the platform that you are subscribing to. Don't just log on to our platform 4 times and be like, oh, I didn't make my money back. Log on to the platform 50 times. You have the whole year to do so. If you guys can't make back the $800, I'll give you back the $1,600. All right? Let me show you the platform. The chat room, that's where the mods and I share our screen. We're live with the mic. We're calling out trades. We're answering questions. We're with you from pre-market till after hours. We're not just gone after the first hour of the day. We're there with you the entire time. Use the mobile app. You can't be in front of your computer. No problem. You have a cell phone? Great. The cell phone, our mobile app, lets you see the screen share, listen to the audio because we talk on the mic during the day, and gives you real-time push notifications when the mods enter and exit trades. So you can follow along with what we're doing even though you're not in chat. 2 private study groups from our mods to help speed up your learning curve. Benzinga Pro's real-time news feed. It's over $1,000 a year if you go to Benzinga. It's included when you join True Trading Group for $800. Congressional trading data tracks trades by Congress. Insider trading tracks trades by management. TradingView's premium charting software is about $600 a year if you go to TradingView. It's included when you join TTG. The Trade Idea Scanner streams on our platform during the day, so you guys can use it to see what stocks are the hottest in the markets and you should be focusing your attention on. A simulator from ETNA lets you trade stocks, options, crypto futures with fake money, but real-time data so you can practice. You get dark pool data, unusual options activity, options flow, short data, all included for the $800. Our own proprietary scanner lets you create your own custom scans. A trading journal will track your trades and break it down to the numbers and statistics so you can see what you're doing wrong. A social sentiment scanner tells you what stocks are talked about most on social media. Analyst ratings on any company you're interested in so you know how many analysts have a buy, sell, or hold rating. A watch list from the mods. We tell you exactly what stocks we're focused on with buy points and exit points so you know exactly what to focus on before the day ever begins. All of our courses, simplified and expanded upon version of what I learned working at the fund in New York, beginner courses, advanced courses, options, swing trading, trader psychology, crypto, futures, you name it. We've got it. It's all included. There are no upsells for courses. Every single course is included. You do not have to pay extra for VIP or special pro level courses. They're all included. You got a video library with over 600 hours of workshops and webinars. And folks, I wish I can guarantee you'd be successful just because you sign up. I can't. But what I can guarantee is if you don't make back $800 at least one time after going through our courses, passing our quizzes, attending one study group, and at least signing on to our platform at least 50 times for the year, don't just log in 4 times and say you didn't make your money back. You didn't even try. Utilize the platform you're subscribing to. If you can't make back $800 at least one time during your membership, I will give you back $1,600. That's the deal. You have questions? Don't sweat it. Text us. 786-505-4049. We're fully transparent. We're an open book. If you used to be a member or a trial member and you guys want to come back, we have to whitelist your email. So you have to text the number at the bottom of your screen, 786-505-4049. Thanks for tuning in. I love you guys. Hope you enjoyed the show. Smash the like button, turn on your notifications, subscribe to the channel. Of course, I'll see you all in chat.